And now it is my privilege and honor to introduce the very best Senior Vice President and Provost in the nation, Jennifer King Rice, as our first guest speaker this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. It's really nice to have the opportunity to be here today to introduce our Arts for All initiative, which I'm going to do in a minute. But rarely do I get the stage and the microphone that I don't take just a couple of minutes to talk about our strategic plan. And so I'm going to steal a few minutes this morning to talk about some of the incredible progress that we've been able to make on our strategic plan since we implemented it just 2 years ago. And I think you can remember back to when we made that presentation to you all about what we had in mind and how we were going to be advancing key priorities for our campus. So I want to talk a little bit about the progress that we've made to move the University of Maryland fearlessly forward. As you know, 4 strategic commitments frame our strategic plan and our work to advance not only excellence here at the University of Maryland, but also our impact on the public good, which is a critical element of what it is we're trying to accomplish here. I recently detailed our progress in an annual report to the Senate that included lots of data points, progress that we're making. I'm not going to do that here today. I'm going to do a very high-level overview, but this summer we're going to be publishing some of those metrics on our website that describes all of our initiatives, so please feel free to go there for an update on the progress that we're making. Today I just want to highlight a few of our signature initiatives and some of the accomplishments that we've been able to realize. So each year since the strategic plan's launch, we have rolled out a Teaching Innovation Grants competition. The first year focused on experiential learning. The second year focused on the intersection of education and technology. But all of these competitions are focused on reimagining teaching and learning on our campus in really innovative and thoughtful and intentional ways. And so we've made significant investments, over $4 million, in these transformational projects that span all of our colleges and schools. In terms of humanities grand challenges, it's hard for me to believe that it's not even been a full year since we awarded $30 million to 50 inaugural Grand Challenge grants. And it's hard for me to believe, mostly because of the significant progress that they've been able to make. Taken together, these projects have engaged over 9,000 individuals, both on and off our campus, and they've collectively raised over $11 million in external funding to support this work in just the first year. So making tremendous progress. Our new interdisciplinary AI institute that we talked about yesterday at the event has grown out of one of these Grand Challenge grants. And that's the whole idea of these grants, is the research that they're doing, but also to poise us to be ready to take on new opportunities to meet the moment like we have with AI. In terms of investing in people and communities, in October 2022, we announced the Terrapin Commitment Program, the largest single-year investment in need-based financial aid in our university's history. And in doing so, we have been able to cut the gap in unmet need by about half. Very proud of that. We have another half to go, but getting halfway there feels very good. We've also made an incredible amount of progress in continuing to cultivate and grow our partnerships. And we're particularly excited about bringing on board our new Associate Provost for Community Engagement in August. Tania Mitchell will be joining us. One of our major investments over this past year that we're very, very proud of was the expansion of our Do Good campus efforts, including providing more than $550,000 in funding for TERPs who are working to do good. This next slide presents some of our recent rankings, which highlight our excellence across a number of dimensions. These collective rankings show not only our excellence in academia, which we care a lot about in terms of our rankings, but we also care about some of these other things that are reflected. The inclusivity of our campus and our commitment to cultivating an excellent workplace. These are all things that we're working on, and they're all things that we're very proud of. So the next slide, here are a few of our stories over the last couple of years, and you can see them coming up on the screen. They're fast, but they illustrate the wide range and scope of work that we have been engaged in. We look forward to stewarding these initiatives as well as other new ones on the horizon as we continue to move fearlessly forward. Now, one of my favorite parts of the Fearlessly Forward strategic plan is the way that some very special initiatives weave in and out of each commitment in our strategic plan. They cover them all. A perfect example of that is Arts for All, which integrates the arts into the fabric of our campus community and beyond, both within and beyond the curriculum. Some examples of this great work include the following: reimagining learning through academic programs like immersive media design and creative placemaking, taking on grand challenges by funding multidisciplinary research and fellowships and partnering the arts with evolving grand challenge work in quantum and AI technologies, so that integration, investing in people through faculty and student fellowships, and partnering for good through external partnerships developed throughout our communities. Through this kind of work, Arts for All is helping to spark dialogue and community engagement and create collaborations campus-wide and throughout our community. And now it's my incredible pleasure to introduce the director of Arts for All, Craig Keir. I took a look at his bio to refresh myself last night, and Craig has many accomplishments. Director of the Maryland Opera Studio, a conductor leading performances throughout the US and abroad. But what really caught my attention was this one little phrase that references Craig's Tesla-like intensity. Tesla-like intensity, that caught my attention, because it's exactly that kind of intensity and energy that he has brought to leadership of Arts for All. So Craig, I welcome you to the podium.
My walk-up song was different than the others. So good morning. It's an honor to join you today to talk about the Arts for All initiative. I have the privilege of leading this campus-wide presidential initiative. But before I delve into why it is that I am so excited about Arts for All, I'd like to welcome some undergraduate and graduate students from the School of Music and the School of Theater, Dance, and Performance Studies to perform for you. They will present a work titled Earth Tides, created by Maya Bryn, Assistant Professor of Dance, Kendra Portier. Now, based on Professor Portier's research activities that create work that explores color and ecology, this fascinating performance centers on geological mechanization and color through choreography. Please welcome our students. Thank you to members of the Terrapin Brass from the School of Music, as well as dance students from the School of Theater, Dance, and Performance Studies. Now, Arts for All was announced as one of 5 bold actions made by President Pines during his investiture in April of 2021. Now in its 3rd year, it was born from an expansive group of faculty and campus administrators who came together to capture the role the arts played at the University of Maryland at that time, and importantly, envision how the arts could be integrated more fully into our entire campus community. We also wanted to think about how the return on investment in the arts could be translated into the hard and soft skills we know are needed outside the academy. So when President Pines made the announcement of Arts for All, our campus and yes, our peer institutions took note. While many universities have arts initiatives, we can be proud that ours is uniquely TERP. Arts for All's mission is to humanize the world's grand challenges and to center people-based artistic creativity as we work collectively to investigate and address the issues facing our region, nation, and world. We envision a world where the arts and design work alongside areas across our entire campus to tackle our globe's grandest challenges, from climate change to racial injustice and to inequitable development. A world where interdisciplinary teams are unafraid to embrace their own creativity and that of others. And a world where a university activates the arts to walk alongside the community it serves, locally, nationally, and globally. So let's see some of this work in action. Creative thinking is one of the most fundamental parts of every person's profession that is needed in order for them to be successful. The arts invite people to do that actively.
When we look at art, we look at different paintings, listen to different types of music. We all have a different understanding of that, and it allows us to really delve into different communities.
Arts for All invites our entire campus community to engage in the arts.
The Arts for All initiative is one of the things that brought me here. It was so exciting to hear a president of a university of this size and of this stature talk about the arts in a way that was expansive and sustainable.
The arts have a crucial place on a research university, and we want to treat the arts as research. So instead of technology telling the story of arts, we're ensuring that the arts are the starting point of those conversations. Our immersive media design program partners the arts with computer science. It's not just artists that think creatively, it's every person on our campus and beyond.
I think the arts matter at Maryland and everywhere just because it's a way for people to experience life differently and feel a sense of community.
Art has the power to bring people together, and we can sit in a theater and watch something, and we may have different beliefs, but we're all together and we're all looking at this piece of theater together.
When communities come together, people understand each other better, more deeply, and they begin to understand the need to have nuanced conversations.
It's critical that we remember that the arts are a great way of thinking about inclusion and diversity and social justice.
It encouraged me to advocate for myself, advocate for other people of color, advocate for women of color as well.
Imagination is crucially important to solving all of the world's problems. The arts creates a direct path towards our individual and collective wisdom, and that wisdom is needed now more than ever.
Art can open hearts.
Art can expand our minds to possibilities we didn't even know existed.
Art can help us heal.
Art can create representation for people who aren't feeling like they're seen.
Art can enhance the way you perceive reality.
Art can bring people together.
Art can move you.
Art can relieve stress.
Art can assist in expanding our cultures.
Art can allow us to be the change we wish to see in the world.
So you heard in that video what the arts can be in the world. I'd like to now share how the Arts for All initiative has helped shape what the arts can be into what the arts currently are at the University of Maryland. One of the activities highlighted in the video was the Love for All mural that we created this past weekend during Maryland Day, part of which you can see on stage here, as well as over in the lobby. Over 1,000 community members, including President Pines and Provost Rice, came together to create this mural alongside LGBTQ+ artists Lisa Marie Thelhammer. The community building power of the arts was not just symbolic here, it was tangible. Now, part of my role is to ensure that the arts-based work happening across campus is increasingly more visible. And as you can see, we're making progress. These are just a few of the recent stories that highlight the breadth of activities we're spurring with this initiative. For example, yesterday at the AIM launch, you learned about School of Music faculty member Irina Mureshanu's collaboration with members of the Institute for Advanced Computer Science to create an AI tool for string instrumental education. You could also read about the Theater, Dance, and Performance Studies graduate students who are piloting a captioning system using AI for audience members who are hearing impaired to use captions on their phone in real time during a theater performance. Or you could read about Cy Keener, Department of Art faculty member, whose collaboration with the International Arctic Buoy Program has helped to visualize Arctic ice melt. I could go on and on and on as the flurry of arts-based activity on campus and in our community is dizzying in the most amazing and sustained way. We've also embarked upon some new partnerships this year, including the expansion of the Sadat Prize for Arts, which now includes visual art, poetry, and music. In collaboration with the Anwar Sadat Chair for Justice and Peace, the winners this year included a chamber music piece that critiques apartheid-era oppression, a poem exploring self-censorship within the LGBTQ+ community, and a paper etching made from shredded anti-transgender legislation. We've collaborated with the Do-Good Institute with one-to-one financial support to fund the $70,000 in successful recipients of arts-based projects in the inaugural Do-Good Campus Fund. And this support comes in the form of financial, structural, and content expertise, helping to ensure the success of these extraordinary projects. And we're about to announce the recipients of our Quantum and Arts Funding Grants, a collaboration with the Division of Research and Capital of Quantum Initiative to encourage meaningful collaborations between members of our arts community and the quantum ecosystem. And while these newest collaborations are a source of great pride for Arts for All, they build upon the established and burgeoning partnerships in these areas across campus. This impressive list is fantastic, but our goal is to ensure that we continue to grow this list and build out our arts ecosystem. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that Arts for All benefits from our work alongside the Dean of the College of Arts and Humanities, Stephanie Shanakan. Dean Shanakan's tireless advocacy for the arts and humanities is expansive, inclusive, and inspiring. Thank you, Dean Shanakan. And Arts for All is guided by the expertise of our newly established Advisory Council, which includes 3 members of the Board of Trustees. I'd like to thank Nancy Clarvitt, Randy Lord, and Ashley Manning Foxworth for their advocacy and service to not only Arts for All, but the entire University of Maryland. So there's 2 events that I want to draw your attention to that we held this year. In November, Arts for All, the College of Arts and Humanities, and the School of Public Policy sponsored Music and Community in Response to War, which was our immediate reaction to the outbreak of violence in the Middle East and around the world. In this, we aim to provide space for reflection, mourning, and a way to support each other in community. The event featured performances by faculty and students and a virtual presentation by the Jerusalem Youth Chorus, an Israeli-Palestinian music and dialogue project. Then a few weeks ago, we welcomed members of the Jerusalem Youth Chorus to our campus for the power of music, a community conversation. We spent our time together with music as the starting point for a conversation that explored how different cultures and identities approach these complicated times. And we focused on the current events in the Middle East in substantial, in meaningful ways that opened our ears to each other. These two events, perhaps more than any other that we have done this year, revealed the power and the importance of the arts, which have long served as a point of connection. You see, at our core, artists are creators. We build beauty no matter the circumstance. We shine light where there is darkness. We recognize that what we create will mean something entirely unique and different to every individual. And as artists, we recognize the vital role the arts play in every person's lives. The arts quite literally illuminate our connection, and they guide us forward from where each of us has started. So, finally, let's enjoy another performance. And this is brought to you from the School of Music choral area under the direction of Jason Max Ferdinand. True to the goals of Arts for All, they will sing a piece with significant historical importance. The trailblazing singer Marian Anderson ended her infamous concert on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1939 with this spiritual. See, the Daughters of the American Revolution had denied her the ability to sing inside Constitution Hall because she was black. And as one of the greatest classical singers of her generation, she made the bold decision to sing that she was anchored, planted, rooted, steady, and unmoving. So with this performance today, I invite you to be anchored in our investment and commitment to the arts at the University of Maryland, as well as the power and the importance that the arts play in all of our lives as they create pathways that acknowledge the past, that connect us to the present by listening to each other, and collectively create a brighter future for our entire community. Thank you to faculty member Jason Max Ferdinand and members of the School of Music. All of these are students. I learned a long time ago to not talk after a good performance. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you about Arts for All, and good luck to the next speaker. Thank you.